Hello again, friends. This video will discuss misplaced modifiers, which is an important topic from the writing portion of the SAT. Now, you all probably know that I'm a dork already because you've watched a couple of my other videos, but this will seal the deal. Misplaced modifiers is basically my favorite type of issue on the writing section of the test. I spent a lot of time with this and thought about it for a long while, and this is why. Misplaced modifiers are relatively easy to spot. If you look at the description here, since these questions usually look like this, comma, they are relatively easy to spot. What the heck do I mean by that? Well, look at the next line. The first part of the sentence is not underlined, comma, but the stuff after the comma is underlined. Basically what's happening here is that the first part of the sentence that ends with the comma is describing someone or something. That person or that thing needs to go right after the comma. This might sound a little bit crazy, but I think it'll make sense when we dig into a few examples in a second. What should we do with these misplaced modifier questions? First of all, look for the typical structure that I mentioned earlier. These sentences start with a description that ends with a comma, and generally the content after the comma is underlined. Then ask yourself, what is being described by the part of the sentence before the comma? Again, that person or thing needs to go right after the comma. Let's have a look at some real examples. Although criticized by a few for her daredevil aviation escapades, most people viewed Amelia Earhart as a skillful pilot. Here's where we need to ask ourselves a few questions. Who or what was criticized by a few? I think you'll agree with me that the answer is Amelia Earhart. Therefore, Amelia Earhart needs to go right after the comma. Well, the only answers that put Amelia Earhart in the right place are answers D and E. And if you read the sentence with both choices, you'll realize that E sounds very bad. Therefore, the right answer is D. It puts Amelia Earhart in the right place and therefore resolves our misplaced modifier issue. Let's look at one more. Like most new residents, the town's winding streets confused the Smith family for a day or two. Again, we'll ask ourselves the question, who or what was like most new residents? Well, in this case, we're talking about the Smith family. Therefore, we need the phrase, the Smith family, to come right after the comma, or in other words, to be right at the beginning of the correct answer. Because of this, we can get rid of answers A, B, and E. If you read the sentence with both C and D, I think pretty quickly you'll agree with me that the right answer is C. Let's listen to it and see how much better it sounds. Like most new residents, the Smith family was confused by the town's winding streets. Much better, I think you'll agree. So, I don't know if you're on board with me now and whether or not you completely love misplaced modifiers, but hopefully you understand them a little bit better. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you soon.